This was said after Ma'ariv Aleph. The Heintige Tag, Hey Teves, today, which is Hey Teves, is verbunden mit der Shichrur und Pidin Shvuim, is connected to the freedom, the redemption of captives, of the Sfarim and the Ksavim, of the writings from Rabbi Seinu Nesienu and Sifriyas Agudas Chassidi Chabad Lubavitch, the library of the Rebbe, of Chassidi Chabad Lubavitch, Shever Yosef and Alosei, and the leadership in Kvoitus Meru Chami Admer Nesi Dereinu. So, Teves is the celebration of the return of the Sfarim, redemption from captives. I don't know how much time I got. Over here. So yeah, a thought I have on Shalom Mordechai Bashkin, that he said that like within 24 hours of when he got the letter, something he got the letter from the highest appeals court that rejected his appeal and basically told him there's nowhere else to turn to. You're staying in prison for another whatever 18 years. And basically the next day he was like rushed out of prison. And I think that that very much describes the situation of Yidden, that we're like told the highest appeals court rejects you, and now only Hashem can take us out.
Thank you, Tzvi, for that. V'hayom v'elim nizkarim v'nasim gamer as b'shasas kunim ter tag v'shana v'shana in nizkarim v'dur of them nasim v'inyanim v'chacham zich ivgetam pam rishona. So these days we remember and we do, etc. And when it comes a day every single year, we remember, and therefore we do the concepts which were accomplished the first time. We accomplish them basically again. It's nice that you brought that up. I think in a way that it also describes kind of how we're feeling. We exhausted every one of our other options. All the other options simply are just not cutting it. And at the same time, the feeling of just like, let's say we're just gonna be in here for another long time, and then we're just gonna be rushed out of here, so, which is pretty cool. Um, also thinking about it, that for years they've been wondering how everybody's gonna know the Mashiach is here like so fast. Right, sure.
It's gonna be interesting because there's like Mashiach's coming, and then it's like it's only for the Jews. For the rest of the people, it's like they're becoming slaves or whatever it is. Um, I think, yeah. Ve'alpi divrei hamishna mitzvah skurs mitzvah. As der Kiyum von a mitzvah bringt der Menschen Hamakayim es a mitzvah. To Makayim sein nach a mitzvah. Ubefrat ubeikar. Makayim sein die mitzvah atzma. Was das ist a klal bin a geat zu jeder mitzvah. Alachas kama v'kama bin a geat zu der mitzvah rabba von Pidyon Shvoin. Ist verstandig als der mitzvah und Inyan von Pidyon Shvoin, welcher hat sich aufgetan in dem Tag von Teves, was ist Mayan über Dugmas dem Inyan von Pidyon Shvoin Pashtos. I think I'm out of time. Almost. Bringt Gereres als mir soll Mekayim sein nach Mitzvah, so befragt wie Uweger, Mitzvahs Pidyon Shvoin. Und in dem Inyan von Pidyon Sfarm selbst.
Shalom, I wasn't sure how to respond. Like, should I smile? Should I cry? Should I laugh? I mean, literally, what we're talking about here is the redemption of captives, and basically the entire world, Jews and non-Jews, egos and selfishness, and the idea of being held captive is what we are now, and going out of captivity is what we're gonna experience. Now, unfortunately, like me and Rabbi were talking about, is it's very easy to succumb to a slave mentality. It's very easy to accept that this is who I am and this is who I'm going to have to be for the rest of my life, and there's no other way. We're actually boxed in. I mean, literally, I'm in a box right now. You know what I'm saying? And the infinite opportunities that exist, I'm totally unaware of, and I probably reject, and I probably, you know, the Alter Rebbe said that Mashiach is not going to be from the Hasidim. The Alter Rebbe said that. Why? Because Hasidim will accept a Mashiach whether he's a Chassid or not. But for a Lutrish guy to accept a Lubavitcher Mashiach, that's too hard for them. So God's not going to do that to them. He's not going to pull them out of their box so strongly. So somehow, and I personally, I see the Rebbe as a very Litvish Jew somehow. Like the Rebbe was very punctual and did things very, davening was 10 to 10.
Okay, yeah. So just to clarify that, it's going to be good for every single person on earth. When evil is eradicated, death is eradicated, um, jealousy, war, hunger, all those stuff that are problematic in our world will be non-existent anymore. So that's something that everybody wants, even the non-Jews. If anything, especially the non-Jews. Okay, I'm just going to go over that, what you started reading, just so I can understand a little bit more. Pi Divra Mishnah. Mitzvah Geras Mitzvah. As the Kim, von der Mitzvah bringt der Mensch Mekayim ist Mitzvah zu Mekayim sein nach der Mitzvah. Prat zu Mekayim sein die Mitzvah Atzma. Es das ist der Klar, wenn ich gehe zu jeder Mitzvah, lacht ich kann man geht zu der Mitzvah Rabbah von Pidin Shvuim. It's verstanding. So according to what the Mishnah says, the mitzvah causes another mitzvah. That the one who's fulfilling that fulfilling a mitzvah brings the person which is fulfilling the mitzvah to fulfill another mitzvah, especially the mitzvah itself, the mitzvah that he fulfilled itself, which just is in general about all mitzvahs, especially such a great mitzvah, which is in our case, which is the great mitzvah of Pidyon Shvuim, redeeming captives. He's verstandig, als die Mitzvah von den Indien von Peter Schwein hat sich aufgetan in dem Tag von Teves. Yeah, so.
What's so special about Pigeon Shvun that would be like Alachas Kama V'Kama? What's that about it? Yeah, that's all I was wondering. I don't really know how to read and translate, so I'm gonna just keep it to that. Pass.
So on a very basic level, I believe we sell everything, even like a Sefer Torah, to redeem captives. The mitzvah of redeeming captives is something that we are, it's the highest form of tzedakah, which basically means the highest form of kindness. A person is held in captivity and to redeem them from that captivity. Yom Elu is the akvutza von Svarim. These days there's a gathering of Svarim.
We're
Zusammen
still
ist
in the previous
Kisigat
paragraph. We're
Hamitztura.
middle of the previous paragraph.
I should go back.
Yeah, because we didn't finish the
I don't know.
previous.
I think okay. I'll go. I'm not exactly sure where we're holding, but I'm going to continue. So then I'm going to continue on the idea, Shalom, of the going out of the releasing of captivity. And I think that this is a concept. Yosef taught us to use our mental and emotional capacities. Yehuda taught us humility, to serve God as a servant. And the idea is that Yosef was in power in the beginning but ultimately when Mashiach comes, people are going to recognize the greatness of Yehuda, the greatness of submission, the greatness of humility. It's a tremendous thing to give oneself over to a greater good. And I myself would definitely struggle with that concept. What do you mean my life is for Hashem? And I think that the answer is yes.
Master Rabbi Yaskin. I want to add to that with Tzvi just to say that I know we use the terminology Hashem and other terminologies for God. Yaska like saying the creator, and then he says even better than the creator, the one who decided to be a creator. but but it's also really us. It's the real us. It's the real me. So I'm not giving up myself. I'm actually becoming the most me I could possibly become. Wanted to say that. Ist verstanden, dass die Mitzvah von Indien fuhr und Pidyon Shvarim hat sich aufgetan in dem Tag von Hey Teves. So therefore, it's understood that the mitzvah and the concept of redeeming captives, which was accomplished on this day of Hey Teves, was Dugmas, the meaning from Pidyon Shvarim Pashas, which is a part of a a version of, I don't know how to say that word, of redeeming captives in actual reality. Bringt Geireres, als man soll bekam sein noch mitzvahs, mitzvahs bin ich schwein, und in dem Innen von bin ich schwein selbst. So it will help us, it will cause us to fulfill other mitzvahs, especially this mitzvah, which is to redeem captives and the concept of redeeming svarim. Shalom.
Um, where are we holding?
Now the next paragraph.
Biyamim Elu.
Yes.
Biyamim Elu is the Qutzah von Sfarim zusammen mit Kisveyad mit Surfim Lisfarim Elu. So these days there's a group of Sfarim together with handwritten notes that I guess are connected to these books. Welche warten auf sehr Pidyon Shvuyim, als sie sollen umgekehrt werden zu sehr Emerson Balbais, that are waiting to be returned to their true ownership. Was das ist nasi derenu, der Rabbi, der schwer. Um, umgekehrt werden zu seine Dalramas, welche dann zusammen mit die Dalramas von dem Beis Aknessas, Beis Medrash, Beis Maisim Taivim, Milas Chasadim, befragt Beis Rabbeinu Shabbat, basically back to its right ownership, its original ownership.
So I'm just thinking, first of all, wow, how awesome would that be if this year we suddenly heard, the news that the Sfarim that are held captivity in Soviet Union in Russia would be released. I mean, what a crazy phenomenon that would be. Um, on a personal note, I think that Hey Tevis, that I was saying that there's an energy to do pidyon shvuim, to release people from captivity. On a simple note, I believe that's people that are in a physical way addicted to drugs or smoking. On a spiritual level, people or emotional level, people that are hooked, to whatever it is, something that they're stuck. They can't stop getting out of that, and on a spiritual level, those that are held in captivity, that they just can't express their soul. They can't do a mitzvah. They feel tremendous cords holding them back. So I think that Hey Tevis has a power for each of us to take people out of captivity, and Svarim, and to take. I think that that's something pretty cool. That I'm going to try to access this Hey Davis. See if there's someone I know that there's something I see that is an entity being held captive that could be released on that day. That would be awesome.
Well, yes, that would be awesome, and that is awesome. But your friend here, Isaac Hanan, he's in captivity. He's got a bunch of addictions, a bunch of habits. He can't get himself out of his rut. So if you want to redeem him on Hey Davis, he'll be very happy to be redeemed. Besides the fact that he's in Gulls. Okay. I mean, on the way out. Okay. Und wie bald as mitzvah gereres mitzvah, since that one mitzvah causes another mitzvah, he's moving al derech zeh b'nindan is therefore understood according to this, in our case. As your kiyum mitzvahs b'nei shvuim b'hei teves bringt euch dem kiyum mitzvahs pidyon und Umkehrung von den Sfarim Kisviyad Amur. So being that um, the redemption, the redeeming of the captives and Teves brings to this of fulfilling the mitzvah of redeeming the cap and redeeming and returning the Svarim and the manuscripts of the of our Rabbeim. Okay. Here's also footnote 7, just checking it out. ויש בזה גם סיוע מהקדוש ברוך הוא כהמשך לשון משנה שם שכר מצווה מצווה. Oh, okay. Shalom, go ahead.
Yeah, pass. Sorry.
No problem. ויש leise, was the in a amor von mitzvah geres mitzvah achas the bin shvun mitzvah sheni the bin shvun this that one mitzvah brings to another mitzvah is noch mehr unterstrichen b'shas mir redt sich wegen bin shvun since it's even more underlined when we're talking about releasing captives which are holy svarim. Um yeah, what I wanted to say that the idea of like mitzvah geras mitzvah, the idea it's interesting. I was thinking to myself, like, is am I accomplishing anything by sitting here and learning this? And then when it says about niskarim and asim, like just by talking about it, that Hey Teves is a day of releasing captives and also releasing svarim from captivity. Just sitting here and talking about that, like that affects it, that it should be renewed and in greater measure. So I'm glad to play a part. Sfarim von Torah, if I may, zijn een Indian von Chachma. Sfarim of Torah are wisdom. When in them go for Chachma Kedusha, Chachma Satera, and in wisdom itself, holy wisdom of Torah. Therefore, is verstandlich from this is understood as jeder Sefer in Torah is negeh oiser alle andere. Every Sefer is interconnected with every other Sefer.
Ival durft dem Limud von der Dia in dem Sefer kommt zu Isafa, in dem von einer Sage von anderen Svarim. Since through learning and having a a recognition. In this sefer comes a add in understanding in grasping and understanding of other svarim as well. So basically, the idea of a sefer which is speaking about Torah is very, very important. Just in that footnote that I started reading, there's something interesting. He's saying that later on in the Mishnah it says "Har mitzvah mitzvah," right? That the reward for a mitzvah is the mitzvah itself. So he says that it's from heaven. It means that when a person basically puts himself in the position of accomplishing a mitzvah, then he gets rewarded from heaven to accomplish either another mitzvah or mainly to accomplish that mitzvah itself. And I think, Reb Tzvi, what you're saying is accurate because it's kind of like gives this very serious hope and belief in yourself that, you know, if the Sefer could get out of its rut, I could get out of mine, you know? Believe it's possible.
Um, I forgot what I was going to say. Just on a personal note, we're talking about ruts and this and that, stuff like that. I think that to get out of a personal rut, like some of the steps I've been taking have been like small steps that have been bringing me to like very big like conclusions, whatever. Like they've been doing me well, but it was just like tiny little things that I could continuously do whenever I gave myself a chance. I didn't follow any rules or anything, just did according to my calculations, and things usually take a step from there. I don't have to tie myself down with like lists and schedules, and then eventually just falls into its own like its own pace. Um, yeah, and about this, I I don't really understand the full like um why it was such a big deal for this farm, like the whole story. I remember learning about it, but I never fully grasped like the situation. Never made sense to me. Um, yeah, that's it. Pass.
I hear you, Shalom, and it's definitely a very, very good question. Do books have feelings? Like, why would I celebrate? Is a book happier when it's in one person's hand versus another person's hand? I can tell you one thing for me personally: when I see a Torah in a museum, it burns me up inside. Like, how dare you put this in a museum behind glass? Like this belongs in a show. But I mean, the question still remains the same. I guess I don't know. I mean, in that position, I see it very clearly. But again, the Rebbe is saying that any sefer that's being held in captivity, and it's not, it affects all the other svarim. Um, by the way, imagine, I mean, what would happen when these farms get released. I don't know where they are right now, but imagine if it's got some really cool stuff written in it. Like, yo, we should be friends. We should get along, make friends. Probably some mind blowing stuff. As when again, so too when it comes to our concept. As Hayes as the Shlemus Alimut for the Friedrich farm. Since the completion of learning from the earlier farm.
Wow, so I have to remember this because this is a geniosity that I'm about to share with you here. Maybe this is even in the Svarim that are locked up and that we don't know about. By talking about it and learning about it, we're coming out. I'll tell you what it is. If you find yourself in a rut zone, then you got to awaken your rut zone, and because that's really all that's keeping you in your place. Oh my gosh, boom. Rut zone, like a rut zone. It's genius. My gosh. You get it? I don't know your connotation about rut zone and rut zone. Yeah. Because you want to, but they just, you don't, I mean, you could, you just don't want to. So basically, it depends on your rutzon. 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 Oh, Rutzon. Rutzon. All right, I'll share with Zami. He'll like it. I hope. Um, um, what else did I want to say? I want to say something else. Um, yeah, I don't know. Okay, shalom. All right.
Oh, it's easy. That's it. I just have to want it. Now I'm cured. Now I don't have any issues. Um, yeah. No, I understand that there's a value to it, but like the way it sounds is as if we're putting like the value of the books as human lives. And I know there's meaning behind it, but it's still like at any point for it to reach the point where it's like saving books is almost the same as like saving a person's life. At least it sounds like it's comparing it to it. It's a little bit much, but I want to understand it. Not it just doesn't make sense now. I do respect it though. Um, yeah, pass.
So I really like it for me because the rut zone has it's like I think it's called cognitive dissonance. The T and the Z are separated. It's like he's not even being himself. You know, when the T and the Z are united, then it's rut zone. You get what I'm saying? Especially since my name is Tzvi, I got those first two letters, so I gotta push it. Whatever. Gotta get out of that rut zone and be a rut zone. Alright, I like it. So here we go. What we're saying is by learning Svarim and we were middle is totally in the limit of Svarim same place at the we want to understand, but in order for us to understand, we have to have all the books together. Kumtois, as the Shlemus appeared from these farm, Teves Bishas does bring the opinion from these farm Amurim. And alle andere farm welche warten noch auf their opinion. We basically have to redeem all Sfarim in order to even experience the Sefer that we're studying now. Ubefrat that is eine beide Achil von ein Sefer. Sifriya, especially since they're all part of one library. Sifriyas, Agudei Chassidus Chabad, especially since these are Sfarim that belong to the library of Chabad Chassidim, therefore it's imperative that all the Sfarim be united.
Okay, here we go. So, first of all, it says that you do some machlia uchetzi refuah. Just knowing the issue is half the cure already. How much more so when most of the issue, if not all the issue, is dependent on what I know and what I believe. So, for example, the placebo effect, we all know about it. It has real effects on people for good and for bad. That means just deciding pretty much in my mind, especially nowadays when most of our issues, physical issues that we have, are mental illnesses. They're in the mind, and so we're talking about there's a real point to this rutzin and rutzon. That means you really could have no issues anymore. Well, besides for you, also me. I also really could have no issues anymore. Um, Another thing is, I know why I watch these movies. So like somebody came up with like a cure for cancer or something, and people, since it's worth so many millions of dollars, people are chasing him. What do you? What has feelings? What's the big deal? Like, why are you fighting over this cure? It's an inanimate object that you're just chasing after. But no, it's got something that could save millions of people. Not could save. Okay.
All right, but that's not the cure, obviously. And if it is, then we have to find it at some point. Otherwise, something can't happen. But if Mashiach came, then didn't really ever need it. Or at least maybe we just made ourselves not need it because we were so good. I don't know. God sees that. Also, I just wonder what could we do that God would just say like, oh, Mashiach's gonna come now instead of whenever I was planning. There's always like that people like there's always those few stories I used to hear about like if this person did this and this, Mashiach would have come out. Like those always annoyed me. And also like it says that I always hear if one person screams Ad Maseh one time truly, like I have to believe that someone did it. Someone. Like whatever, yeah. Pass.
So I think I did a somersault there just in case that was what was needed. Just in case. I hear you. It's tough. It's tough, man. Void the gamza ikr, but and this is the main part. By the way, I totally wouldn't be surprised at all if in the Sifriya, in the library of the Rabbeim, is the cure for Yenamachla. And by the way, we should probably start telling people it is, because that'll definitely get. Anyway, the mitzvah from Pidin Shvuyim, the mitzvah of redeeming captives, Hey Teves, bringt mit al der ach mitzvah, the fact that Hey Teves already happened and that many sperm were already redeemed, or the emerson and full Pidin Shvuyim durch dem Eibster, the ultimate redeeming of captives that Hashem will do, the opinion from Al Yidin, the redemption of all Jewish people, all aspects of the Torah, and all aspects in general, from the Golos to the Gulam Yisrael. They were saying that Hey Tevis is the day that we're going, that the energy of going out of captivity is very, very real. Yeshoisef, and we could add that's Eichter Inyan the Shaykhs from Pitin Shulun Lagula. The idea of redeeming captives to the redemption is Mudish from Yuchav and get to Pitin Shvuim from Sfarim. It's even more emphasized when we look at the idea of Sfarim. Ki Yedu as the Inyan Lagula is totally in the Pitin.
See, here's the issue. The Rebbe obviously, forgive me for saying it like this, doesn't know what he's talking about. Because the Rebbe is saying here that by doing Pidyon Shvuim, which the Rebbe says clearly is through using the Svarim that was already redeemed on Hey Teves. Yes, Shalom, you following me so far? By using the Svarim, which is learning, basically, by learning Chassidus that is already published, we're also going to redeem the Svarim that are still locked up somewhere, and the manuscripts that are locked up somewhere. And mainly, which that really, the whole point of saying all that is only in order for us to know and to realize, bless you, is, bless you, Susan, is to, is that by redeeming this, the same way like mitzvah gereres mitzvah, the same thing is that will be the true redeeming of our souls, of us, all of us, from Galus. That means Mashiach and Geula in actual reality. So, saying what are we celebrating? I mean, this really is the antidote to Galus. We're talking about millions of lives, billions of lives. So if we think the Rebbe knows what he's talking about, then we have a serious thing in our hands.
So how long do we have to? Wait a second. Wait a second. So how long do we have to learn this for? In order for it to like take effect, or is there more we have to learn, or is there more things we have to recover? And what's in it? That's the antidote. Like, I think it's like all about action, more than sitting and learning, like changing the world, like through doing Mipsam and stuff like that. The books I thought were like they're a part of it, but they're not what it is. You know, like the Rebbe says that like Mipsam is going to change the world, but then there's also this farm. So like, which one is it, or is it just both? A combination. There's a lot of pieces I need to connect. Yes.
Shalom, there is a lot of pieces, and I think that that's what they were saying. We got to get from Alden. He's telling the redemption of the Jewish people is dependent on redeeming all the sparks of holiness, which are found in captivity. In the Hellenwester from Welt in the darkness of the world. And we balance allen Jon heben sich on und wer nimmt sich von Torah and sits everything starts and is drawn down to the Torah. He's understanding that Koyach von dem kommt von der Inne Dumas bei Torah, der opinion von Jon Torah welche von dieser Verschiebung. So first of all, the Rebbe just said three things. There's sparks that are in captivity, there's people that are in captivity, and there's Torah that's in captivity. And Torah needs to be the first one to be redeemed. Why? Because everything is drawn from the Torah and starts from the Torah. God looks into the Torah and creates the world. So all happenings all start with the Torah. So the Rebbe is saying, wow, that's something I need to really contemplate. That my study of Torah is the first step towards redeeming people and redeeming sparks embedded within the world.
So, whew. So a wise man once, about, I don't know, 20 minutes ago or so, said that what he finds in his life is that by doing, like, one step, one thing that he could do, he takes that and then he finds that there's basically another step coming up, and that's how he can redeem himself from rut zones. So, I think that Shalom, we should do that. also in regards to Mashiach and Gula. We're reading it. We're reading it right now. This is straight up prophecies and promises from the Rebbe. The Rebbe is telling us what to do. So learn it, first of all, and we're doing it. We are learning. That's what we're supposed to do. The Rebbe says the derech yishar, the direct way of bringing Mashiach is learning Kinyan Gula Mashiach, learning concepts of Mashiach and Gula. And that's what we are doing. We are learning concepts of Mashiach and Gula. Number one. Number two, yes, the Maisu Ikar, the action is what matters, but there are a few things that are also considered action. For example, talking, right? Learning Torah and actually davening, things like that, speaking it. It's an action. It's a form of action, and that's besides the point that if you don't know what to do, how are you supposed to do it? So yes, I think it is connected, like mitzvah and things like that. So Rebbe is saying in regards to the learning as well. So we got to learn, we got to do. Um, and I think there's another point here which we might have overlooked, but pay attention to it, is that we're also trying to bring out concepts that are still stuck in Torah, like our own unique. What is it thinking, Shaw?
I don't know how much time we have left, but I know that one thing I want to take out of this is that, like, speaking about Mashiach, especially with friends, is like not something that always gets brought up like naturally, but speaking about it always interests me. So I think even if it's not about like, I think even if it's just about Mashiach, the conversations are good and apparently it helps. So like I'll try to speak about it with friends even a little bit, like just even as an like, open-minded conversation about it, because it's a good thing to speak about. And speaking about things really influences people more, like just hearing about things, like when they enter your brain, they take place and they take root and then they could grow. So I think it's important that people hear about it. Yeah, pass.
ואויד וגם זה, one second. Gimel, noch an akudin the shagas from the another point in the connection between these two concepts. The emes opinion showing the true and ultimate redemption of captives, unitzachen from this farm is, and the victory for this farm is gemul pastors. That was as durch them kommen noch mehr in learning this farm. So the Rebbe said already, established it, that redeeming the Torah leads to redeeming the Jewish people, which leads to redeeming all the sparks. But the ultimate, the Rebbe is saying, is when we're saying redeem the books, it doesn't just mean from physical people, but it means also from the shelf. In the limud bisfarm elu. The main thing is to learn them. The first understanding is the talk when Teves, them to bring in a chizik with several svarim social Torah. Basically, on Hey Teves, I gotta go to the bookshelf and I gotta listen which one of the svarim calling out to me and needs my was waiting for me. As the talk on Hey Teves, that means bringing a chizik with svarim Torah on everything from the Erste Sefer B'Torah Shabbat Sefer Mishnayos. So the Rebbe is pushing for the study of Mishnayos. Kind of really, brother.
Wow, amazing. Don't let that. I love you said that, Tzvi. I should like redeem it from the bookshelf. We should write slogans like that. Also wanted to mention the Shalom. I learned this and I from the Alter Rebbe, and I made one of these pictures, and I remember it. Um, what is exile if not the shackling of one's gifts? So basically, saying that if I got something to offer, I have a talent, I have a gift. By me not being able to use it, that is exile. By me not being able to use it to the fullest, that means not being at my full potential, not using myself to the fullest. That is exile. So another thing that it's that we're doing, that we're talking about here is geula, which is to be the ultimate me that I could be. I wanted to say something else, but I forgot what it was. All right, Mishnayos. Oh, I want to say one other thing. At Shalom, one day we should do this. I mean, I really want to do this for a long time. I just haven't done it in many, many years. But you basically take a sikha, something like this, and all the sources, you go into the sources and you learn all the sources. You're going to be absolutely mind blown at the end of one sikha.
Yeah, that sounds like the way I'd want to learn a sikha. I always have too many questions that I want to know everything. But that's like a serious commitment for like either a few hours or a few sessions. Yeah. Um, it's just funny what you said about doing the thing that you're good at, because I was speaking to Levi Konikov today about like, because I'm still trying to figure out exactly what I'm doing. I have like a few options I go now because I just finished my course. So he was telling me like this very smart man said that you shouldn't go after what you want to do it, go after what you're best at, like your biggest talent, because I guess that's where the real money lies. But yeah, it's true. Um, I definitely agreed with that because I'm probably better at what I'm the best thing I'm at more than the thing I like doing. Yeah, pass.
So you're gonna forgive me, Rabbi Isaac. I'm gonna need to close up just because I'm getting so tired. I have to figure out a way to learn without getting tired. I'm mamish dropping. But thank you so much for learning. Let's get a little bit more. Piece is moving knockmer. The pinna sparring break to the pinna klali digul. Now we understand even more how relevant it is to the redemption of the whole world. Us doing our part. Oh, as the verse says, "Tziyin b'mishpati pada." All right, that the Zion will be redeemed through study, through limud Torah. Thus, in them, canal the Emerson Itzachan Pin Nasvar. Right, that through the study of Torah, like we said before, that is redeeming it. But if on the idea von ziehen, ובפרט durch לימוד הספרים, אונם von Sefer Mishnayos, when Chazal in Kol Golos Alobus Ganzis Alobus Mishnayos. So basically, end the redemption through study of Torah, specifically Mishnayos, because the sages tell us all these exiles will be ending in the merit of Mishnayos.
Tzvi, you are such a chassid. I know that my grandfather, Yaska told me, I think Yaska told me this. He says that my grandfather, Ichki Gansberg, who was not much of a learner, just letting you know, as far as we know, basically would stand in the morning. He was very tired. He didn't want to do it, so he would stand, put a chair on the table, and he'd put the sefer on the chair on the table, and he would learn. And he basically, I guess it's more difficult to fall asleep while standing. So that's what he would do. Back in the day, the people would have cold buckets of water to put on them, to put their feet in ice cold water. But no, it's not really my style. Um, oh wow. Okay, so a lot of good stuff are happening here, and maybe Shalom, maybe we should go for it. We should do it one time. And I don't know. The style that I'm talking about is going to take a lot more than a few hours. Probably a lot more than a few sessions. I'm just saying, if you want to go into each source, we're gonna have to really go into it and break our heads on each little part. So, I mean, each one of these footnotes will take us. One footnote could take us an hour. One footnote could also take us a week or a month. I don't know. Um, but it's definitely a way to change your life. So, whatever we could if we want.
Yeah, I'm down for that. Sounds like it would be a very interesting experience. I just think that it'd be like at the end, like even 2 weeks in, I'd be like forgetting what I learned 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I need to have a very clear head for that. Um, yeah, I'm on C's page. Very tired. It's also a little bit later here. Just trying to stay in here because I enjoy the learning. I don't get to learn so much right now. But yeah, it's like easier for like the more I learn, the easier I find it to follow along when learning like a different subject. But if I'm not learning so much, I don't really have much to connect it to. Yeah, pass.
Shalom, you just summed up the whole sikha what the Rebbe is saying up until now, which is that if we have a lot of learning, then we have a lot, a lot to say. We have a lot to give. All right, here, you tell me. If someone hangs up, I'm gonna go to sleep. But as long as this line is live, I'm going. When their team mishpat this idea of redeeming through study. If this is what we're doing, is this what we're doing? We're redeeming people and the whole world through our study. It is noch mehr Badgash durch Limit in Sfarim was nicht gevar. Especially when we take from a safer that was held in captivity, and then we redeem it. As when them is a movement from here, it's a lesson for our life, a call to action. As the Me'ur von Teves, at the advance of Teves, that bringing the Chol Reish, Chizik, V'Yisafim V'Asfarim, has to bring about learning, Kailu Maslim Mishnayis, including the learning of Mishnayis, was does bring us from the Pidyon Asfarim, and this means that specifically from learning the Sfarim, we go right away to the redemption of the Geula Mitzvah Shlema. And Davke, und durch die yeah, Chaim Rav, durch the Etzem Achlota was that through deciding together this is what we're going to do.
Bald ist der Iwische Zet, es das seine Achlottes Amitis. Mitjes, und man wird sie sicher mit keinem sein, seien die Achlottes Atzmei Pearl, Punkt, wie man wollte, schön gelernt, die Mischneisen. Fine, so Shalom, you said you're down for it, and I'm up for it, so let's make a chlata right now, because that's what the Rebbe said we should do. And just by making the chlata, it has the effect as if we already learned while the Rebbe is speaking about Mishnayos. But I think it applies to what we said also. We're facha achlotas miskablas v'makom kodesh, especially when it's accepted in a holy place. Or by some mishulas, by tefillah, by Torah, by ma'asim tevin, especially if it's in a place that's a by tefillah, by Torah, by ma'asim tevin. But basically, let's start with that, and I'll also make achlata to learn one Mishnah that I already learned by heart. I'm going to learn it again because I don't remember it. So, kashi gavay lamal mesimamba psula. That's all I know. But there's more to it, and I'm going to learn it again. As Hashem. My hey Teves achlata. Wow. Powerful stuff. Rabbi Tzvi, you're amazing. Shkoyach. Okay, Shalom, go ahead. I mean, look, I'm going to be here till, this is not a long sikha, so I'm staying. I'm not going to be the one to hang up. Shalom.
If what you say is true, then I make a achata to say Ad Masai with all my heart and mean it. So that Mashiach should come. That's it. As if it's done already. Yeah. I feel like that was strong enough to last like 5 minutes. I don't even need to fill up this one.
Hey. Yes. See, we should the Kashkala now, and now we're going to connect all this to the weekly portion, which is Parshat Vayigash. It's brought down in the Zohar of Vayigash, Elav Yehuda. This is the idea of Geula L'Tfila, connecting the Shema prayer to the Shemana Esrei. We go straight from the Shema to standing. It's interesting. I was thinking to myself, I forgive me for saying this, but Isaac, you are such a professional educator. I thought I'm going to say I'm tired. The next thing someone's going to say is, okay, you're tired, good night. Like the Rebbe is saying here that us learning is going to redeem the whole exile. And I'm ready. I'm a little tired. I'm going to go to bed. Good night. Shut the lights out. And Rabbi Isaac has a perfect solution. Stand up. Like, wow. What a guy. He doesn't give up, you know? It's great. I'm mamish feel good. And I'm Pashat learning the word Amida. You have to go from Tfilas Amida. You got to Pashat stand up. Oh, and everything Pasuk Hashem's fuss. I think Hashem open up my lips. Was Tfila Richte Dami. The Ikir time of Shmir's Gula Tfila, the main reason why we can is because the Tfila on the Skabavern, in order that our prayers should be accepted. You're in Yerushalmi Kol Misheni take if the Gula Tfila.
I don't know what those last words mean. Ketfila, arichsa, dami. What does that mean?
One long prayer, meaning we're asking God for the redemption, Goal Yisrael. So we gotta go straight into Shemina Esrei with that.
Okay.
We don't want to stop.
The Iker Tam of Simicha is Gulul Tvila is Birdeas, the Tvila is on the Skabel variant. By the way, just was thinking, this is a good example. It says Vigashal of Yehuda means, connecting Gula and Tvila. It's like, we don't know what we're talking about. But Sean, if we're learning all the background, we'll be like, whoa, we'll be blown away. And it's amazing. I can't believe you just brought that up. The Iker, the Tam, the point of connecting Geula to Tefillah is that the Tefillah should actually be accepted. We are zogt in Yerushalmi, like it says in Gemara Yerushalmi. Kol mi she'einu take of the Geula Tefillah. Lama hu daima la'oivei shal melech shaba v'hirtik v'dafak al pischoi shal melech. Yatzal de mashu mahu mavakish u'matzai sheifli. I don't fully understand this, but it seems to be saying that in the Yerushalmi is saying that whoever is not connecting Geula and Tefillah, so then what's he connected to? He's compared to like a king, like someone who loves the king. I don't know. Shalom.
I don't know. I'm hearing everything everyone's saying, and I'm understanding it, but I'm not like, yeah, I have nothing to add to it. I like reading, but not so much. So yeah, I feel like I'm trying to contribute, but not I don't have that much. Yeah, pass.
Sean, we appreciate your contribution. Um, I'm only saying that because you feel inadequate. I mean, what you know what I'm saying? We're all here. We're all giving it what we got. So I think the Rebbe is saying, I might be misunderstanding this, but the Rebbe is saying like a beloved person knocks on the door and walks away. So what does that mean? Why do you knock on the door? So you're saying, Baruch atah Hashem Gal Yisrael. There's no stopping there, you gotta go for it now. Once we knocked on the door we gotta wait for the door to open. We gotta go inside. Like that's what it seems to be saying. I might be misunderstanding the words. Call me Shane, take it gula tefillah ma'odem la'eva shamelch, the beloved of the king, Shabave, hirtik, dafak al piska shamelch, he knocked on the door, Yotzal edim vakish, king goes out to see what he wants, and Matzah Shiflik finds that, I think the word hiflik means that he bounced. Oidu hiflik, yamelch hiflik, so then the king's like, whoa, what's that? Einmal, there's a nidan. Similarly in our situation. Hey, Teves, the tog from Buddha with the Indian for Gula. Hey, Teves is a redemption day. The Gula from Pidim and Sifri Rabbi Saint Messiah. It's a day where redemption is happening. And take it with Smichas to the Gula is done the Tvila Bakasha. So immediately with the Admasai. If these fun welcome warten noch if they're Pidim.
Va'oid ve'ikir di tefillah of them pidyon hakol b'kol mitzvah shlema, and more, which is actually the main point, which is to the prayer to for the redemption, the general redemption of the geula, the complete and true geula, like we said before in Sif Aleph and on. And through the fact that that tefillah, the prayer will come close to the Geula. We need it done as the tefillas anala kumen usichas to them pu'ula from Geula, that the prayers will come really close, directly attached to the pigeon of the Gula, which is the pigeon Shvoim v'Chahadzich Eivketan B'Yom Zeh, which was accomplished on this day, the redeeming of the captives, which is Hey Teves. Because there's Poil, as their Hebrew says, the Makabza and Tefillas B'nai Yisrael, so therefore it affects that Hashem will fulfill the prayers, the requests of the children of Israel. When taking me out, Poy design the Al Svarim, when Poy design Ali Eden Megula Mitzvah Shlema, will redeem all the Svarim and will redeem all the Yidden with a complete and true redemption. So basically, Hey Teves is a good time to pray for the redemption, complete redemption.
I'm just staying around so that Tzvi doesn't leave. Yeah. Let's finish this up.
So Sean, in continuation to what you're saying, Ubinorenu bisklinenu, our youth and our elders, we're all going out together. Bibunenu ivnesenu, our sons and our daughters, Gegnet Zamit Alasfar. We go out with all the books. Inside these farm was training ungekehrt, all the farm that we already got back. Inside this farm, Saviad, and also this farm and the writings. To get umker and take me and Mama's we're going to go with all these holy writings back to the Holy Land. Al Pimashakas, according to what it says, Tzion b'mishpati part of the Zion will be redeemed through study of Torah, v'shaveha b'tzedakah, and its captives through tzedakah. Thus says tzedakah tut oiv, even b'din shvim. Simply, when giving tzedakah, we affect the redemption of captives. We have a statement that went from our sages that when tzedakah is so great because it brings close to redemption. And when it's the machen jeder von euch erstellt mit tzedakah mit geben zwei stars when you have two bills, ein star welche jeder can turn one bill to do as you wish. When a zweiten star if abgeben the tzedakah and a second bill to give to tzedakah. You don't see. And maybe as well as the key in mitzvah tzedakah so nicht nur Karl than Gelo. That it shouldn't just be bringing closer the redemption. Basically,
For some reason, I can't find Sean Schwartzberg in my cash app when I sent Speed $2. So there you go. Yehi Ratzin, as the key of mitzvahs is darker, so nit me nor mekar zayin and mizar zayin the geula, and may it be Hashem's will that the fulfillment of mitzvah tzedakah shouldn't only bring it closer and speed up. Yeah, you can hear me. Shouldn't and speed up the geula. Was euch zeros at kamishir mefanim. Also, rushing and being quick also has different amounts and ways. So zayin a zeros al derech v'smichas a geula and tefillah. It should be as zeros. It should be as quick, just like we said about how geula and tefillah has to be directly connected. As thus is blishum hefsek, which is without any division. I just want to say that's what it is at the end, right before Shema. We don't finish the pasuk out loud, right? We know that. We don't say Evisam Yisrael, whatever it is. Basically, we don't say it out loud because we're not sure if you're allowed to make a hefsek there. So therefore, we don't say it out loud. But the one before Shema Esrei, we do say it out loud because we know you cannot make a hefsek there. Thus haste, shalom.
Oopsie. Oh, I didn't hear what you said, Isaac. I missed that. The beginning.
saying something. Again, here's where we are. We gotta give tzedakah. We gotta study Torah, and and God's gotta bring the gula. Not even like a hefsek type of thing. It shouldn't even be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how when you say Baruch Hashem Goal Yisrael, you don't pick up the phone in between God, so hopefully not. You know, and Shemona Esrei. Basically, you get as dur the mice as talk about taking miyad noch kumen hemshech adir v'chodvorim elu tegum mitzvahim ha'adim v'shes came zamit Eliyahu Novi zach l'teim v'asa segula. We're going to go with Eliyahu Novi, who will announce the Mashiach's coming. We made them an upgiving the tzedakah, and therefore we're going to give the tzedakah about Tzedakah Kadesh. You should have sent shekels. Shleim Yarkish, V'hara Ba'akedesh, and the Holy Temple. Don't worry, I guess it's going to make it work. When Reb Chashom is about Zayna Ikov, and does upgiving Bezis Yeder, became with Iris, every delay. And if unfortunately there's a delay, we're going to give the tzedakah wherever we live and with an additional amount. The main thing is that Kyle Mamish. We're going to leave our young and our elders, our sons and our daughters, our Noshim, Ataf, in is Aru and Anishmaya flying on the wings of heaven. Zusammen mit Flottes Teves und die ganze Tag und meisten Teven Chalprat. Zeynach and dort in Yerushalayim HaKadosh, V'Arbayis, V'Harakodesh. Basically, the Shlishi will take me on Mamish. I'm going to give the last paragraph honors to Rabbi Isaac. Basically, all the good decisions that we made with regards to tzedakah, with regards to good deeds, it's all going to have to happen in Eretz Yisrael. I have all these different questions running through my head of what should be in my future. And this would be an awesome future. Like, it's crazy. I'm sitting, I'm making plans, this, that. Like, they're ever saying, this is the plan. This is what. You want to know what your next step is? Show them internship. Like, internship.
And turn the ship around and go to Mashiach times, Jerusalem. I think we're done. I don't know if you skipped a little bit or not. Basically, I just like how he says over here, because Yaska is so passionate about Eliyahu Navi recently. So through the action of tzedakah, we will speedily right now, even before I finish these words, the complete and true geula through Mashiach Tzidkenu, together with Eliyahu Navi, may his memory be Zachor Ladai, remembered for good, with who's bringing the news of the redemption, and therefore we will give the tzedakah and all other things in our holy land. By the way, I think money in Cash App could easily be transferred to other currencies. Definitely PayPal could do that. There's definitely, I believe we all know people in Eretz Yisrael that we can send a few dollars to. So that's very practical ways for it to work out for God. And also, there's still the amazing part, flying on clouds. We're cool with that, as long as it's just now. So, in conclusion,
I didn't read the last 4 lines. I don't know if you see it.
Oh, so go for it.
Rabbi Isaac, I'm giving you another go.
Kvoid kedushas haneinu mein Rabbeinu shlita. Nasan chol echad ve'echad mahanoichachim sheyichyu beis shtari shel dollar. Ha'alef lasis boi ketei beinein ma'beis sata oichiluf el staka. So the Rebbe Shlita gives to every single one $2, $2 bills. One to do whatever is good in their eyes, and the second to give or to switch it and give to tzedakah. Sheikh now.
Shalom, last words. Let's go.
I'm very tired. Can't wait to go to sleep. That's it.
I'm very tired. I can't wait to wake up. Mic drop. I saw that. Okay, Moshiach now. See you guys later.
My guys, thank you for the line.